Alright guys, it's been 24 hours. We've had our whole chicken and this beautiful brine that we have here. We're gonna get this whole chicken out. It's been marinating, it's been bathing in here. It's been having a little party with all these flavors that we put in here yesterday. Remember, we put a little bit of apple cider vinegar, we put some coriander, we put some whole peppercorns, we put a little bit of thyme, rosemary, we squeezed the lemon in there. We put a basil leaf, a bay leaf, excuse me. Look at this, man, looking good. It's got a little color tint from that adobo that we put in there, that chile. It was some Californias and some guajillos that we blended up with some garlic and onions, and we threw that in there. So look at this bird, it's just ready to come out. So we're gonna let it drip. I just like to put it over my sink, let it drip out a little bit. Any of the extra whole corn, peppercorns that in there need to come out will come out. Bring it over here to our cutting board. Look at that, beautiful. You can feel, as you push on the breast, you can feel how we got a little bit of liquid in there. We got a nice season. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pat it down, make sure it's dry, so that when we put our beautiful garlic butter, it'll stick. Okay, so let's just dry it up. We're gonna fill it in the inside. In the cavity, we're gonna fill it with I got some apples, a little bit of potatoes, some carrots, poblano chiles. We're gonna stick them in there so it can get a nice flavor from the inside out. Okay, so we got this thing dried up pretty good. And remember, we made this garlic butter yesterday. It came out good, look at that. I've had it on the counter for about 45 minutes, so it's nice and soft, it's not all hard. So what we're doing is just start from the inside out, okay? We come in here, just get it. I got a rope here, it's about 3 feet. I'm gonna come right under the bird, right in the middle, okay? See, make sure it doesn't get stuck on the neck. Boom, there we go. It's been a while since I've done this, but yeah, it's like riding a bike, hopefully. So get it right in the middle. Make sure, like when you're tying your shoes, at the end of the line, make sure it's even. The same amount of string on each side. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna come across right here, all the way across the breast, and just pull it tight, okay? And look down here, see how the skin, make sure that this skin is down, okay? Don't let the skin come up on this side of the rope. Make sure it stays on the bottom, okay? And you're just gonna pull it tight, okay? Boom. And then we're gonna come, see how I'm shifting the twine down under the wing, and you're just gonna make sure that it's hugged up against the breast, okay? And then look, if you look over here in the front of the breast, we're gonna come right under the pecs and pull it. See how it got nice and tight? And then from there, you have it crossed, right? Come right under the drumsticks. Make sure you keep the twine, the rope nice and tight. Right under, so don't let it get stuck. See that? And as you pull it, it comes together. So you're right under the legs. Come right over here under the knees. Bam, and there we go. And we pull it, okay? Then we're gonna flip it over. Make sure it's tight. Flip it over. I know I'm making a mess here. Boom, and then we're just gonna come over here to the top. Hopefully I can tie this. My hands are nice and buttery. But you know, give it a nice little, right here on the butt, that butt bone, okay? And we just give it a couple ties. This butter's not working with me, but yeah, we'll get it. Keep it tight. There we go. We flip it back over, and that's exactly what you want. Alright, let's see if we can stuff it a little bit in the crevices. Put some carrots in there. We can get a look at this right here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put probably about a half cup of water on the bottom and set the bird right on there. I like to put a little buffer of vegetables on the bottom just so I can get flavors coming from everywhere. We got flavors inside the crevice, we got flavors coming from the bottom, we have the garlic butter coming from the top. It's gonna melt down, it's gonna give it a nice flavor. This beautiful roasted turkey. So in here I have apples, I have carrots, I have poblano chilies, I have potatoes. This is what I'm using today. I'm just gonna dress it with a little bit of pepper. We have some Himalayan pink salt here. I love this salt. Put a little bit on there. Rosemary, love rosemary. Put a little bit of rosemary on there. And some thyme. Y'all got time to cook a beautiful chicken. I hope you got time. I squeezed a lemon in there and we're just gonna give it a little toss. You can always put a little bit of olive oil on there if you like. Little squirt. Just to give it a little binder so all the seasoning and the spices will stick. And this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna put it all around. Alright? You know, everybody wants to come to the party, right? Not just the chicken. So we got the potatoes, we got the poblano chiles in there, we got some apples, we got some carrots and some potatoes. And look at that beautiful uniform chicken. It's gonna come out so delicious. And one thing I like to do when I'm roasting is I like to put a little bit of water on the bottom. So you see how we have like a little binder between the bottom of the dish and the bird. We have all the vegetables. So this is gonna come to the bottom. It's gonna be like a filter. And what's gonna happen is, as your bird is in the oven, you're gonna get that steam from the water and it's gonna cook all the vegetables. It's gonna cook all of the chicken nice and thoroughly and give it a nice little steam. All right, guys, our oven is at 350 degrees. So we're gonna get this bird in the oven so we can roast it. But before we do that, I just want you to get a good look at all the different colors we have here. When you use different colors in your food, it makes it appealing to the eye. It's gonna taste better, and it's just gonna give it a nice presentation. And I don't know if you can notice as well, we put some of that garlic butter on the vegetables all around. That garlic butter is all over this place. So it's in the vegetables, it's in the cavity of the bird, it's on top, it's on the bottom, it's in the crevices, and it's behind the knees, everywhere. And I love pepper, so I always sprinkle a little bit of pepper on top of anything that I'm putting in the oven, just to give it that extra little taste and love. But remember, this is your food. Whatever you're cooking at home, you know what you like, you know what your family likes, so cook according to your taste buds, okay? So let's throw this bird in the oven. We're gonna leave it in there for probably about an hour. 350 degrees. You put it in there, it's gonna look beautiful, come out beautiful. Man, I can't wait to taste it. All right, guys, one thing I wanna share with you guys is, you know, we do a lot of cooking. We use different salts, Himalayan salt, sea salt, seasoned salt, different types of salt. But I want to talk about a certain salt that you may not be familiar with, or maybe you are. I'm talking about the salt of the earth. You know, the Bible says that you're the salt of the earth. And what happens to the salt if it loses its flavor? So he's talking about you and me, right? So everywhere that we go, we need to be seasoning this beautiful salt that the Lord has given us, right? We season with kindness, we season with love, we season with generosity. And one thing that's very hard for us to season with is forgiveness. We always ask for forgiveness, right? When we're praying, Lord, please forgive me. Lord, please give me forgiveness, Lord. But when it's time for us to give forgiveness, it's like, man, we hold this hatred inside of us. Sometimes we hold these animosity and we stick to these things, right? And it's hard for us to release that sometimes. So I just want to let you guys know, always forget what you give, but never forget to forgive. Forgiveness is a very powerful thing. And most of the times, actually all of the time, the forgiveness that you're giving is not for the other person, it's for you. So be the salt of the earth so that you can grow and that you can season the way the Lord wants us to. Amen. And one thing I want to share with you guys, a little testimony that I talked to a friend of mine, someone who's very dear, close to me, and talking about obedience. And what he was doing was he likes to go around, him and his wife, they like to go around to different states, you know, different countries, and they give their help. They go and they season everywhere they go, right? But this particular time, they had their own plans, right? They made plans to go on vacation and to go spend some one-on-one time and to reconnect, recalibrate, whatever they want to do. They were just going to go and relax, right? And as they were praying, the Lord had told them, look, I want you guys to go to this place. I want you guys to go and help and be the salt of the earth and go over there. So without question, told his wife, we're going. And they went, right? And they go and they season over there. They're helping to build houses over there in Illinois. There was some storms that came through and wrecked people's homes, so they were helping with the landscaping and helping roofing and different things that they needed done, because the means and the time that they needed, they just didn't have it. So people were going to help. So this particular couple, they went, and he was telling me that he spoke to a young man, 17 years old, and he led him to the Lord, and it was a divine intervention. And what came to my mind during this time is Jesus talks about the 99 sheep that he leaves, and he goes after the one that is lost. So in that particular moment, the Lord was using him to go and speak to that one sheep that was lost halfway across the U.S., right? And the kicker is, what is amazing is, on their way back, they ended up, not feeling too good, and they got home and they were just feeling like the flu-like symptoms. They go and they get tested for COVID, for coronavirus, which is running through the whole U.S. and the world right now, and they ended up coming up positive. But as I was speaking to them, you can feel that they were a little down, that their spirits weren't as up as they used to be, but they were still holding on to God. They were still right there in the midst of where God wanted them to be. Sometimes when God puts something upon our hearts, the enemy wants to come in and wants to take us off of what they did for the Lord. In that circumstances, they could have said, man, you see what happened? We went over there, we went to help these people, and we come back and now we're sick, we're COVID, we can't work, we're isolated, we're quarantined for X amount of days. But no, he's staying strong. He knows exactly where his faith is. He knows exactly what he was supposed to do. And it cost him and his wife to get a little sick, but we saved a soul, that one sheep that was lost. They went after him, and he led him to the Lord, and things are looking good. Sometimes the Lord, the way he does things, he takes us out of his certain equations and puts other equations into our life to get people saved, right? So I just wanted to share that testimony with you. If you're in a place right now where you should be doing exactly what the Lord has been putting upon your heart, and you just haven't been listening or hearing him, or maybe just choosing not to do those things, listening and hearing him, I'm telling you right now, the Lord is going after you. You are the one. You may be the one, or you may be the one that's going after the one that the Lord is using. So don't let circumstances defeat you. Stay strong and always know that God is with you. Trust in the Lord. You are the salt of the earth. Don't ever lose your flavor. Everywhere you go, season. Love you guys. Temperature you want is about 165. We're hitting 160. We're gonna pull it out because we're gonna rest for about 15 minutes. We're gonna let it rest, and during those 15 minutes, it's gonna continue to cook, and it's gonna jump up to the desired temperature, 165. All right, let's pull it out. All right, guys, this beautiful bird has been resting for about 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and cut this twine off. Right here, I'm gonna cut right along the breastbone. Okay. Right here, get as close as you can to that breastbone. We're gonna take a nice chunk of this breast off. Oh, look at that. Look at those juices in there. That is a juicy bird. Oh, let's see one of these legs here. Gotta just find the joint and cut right through it. So the food is done. I made a nice little plate here. I paired this nice roasted chicken with some white rice with a little rosemary on top, and then all the vegetables that we cooked with the chicken, I just went ahead and added it to the plate. So it's a nice looking hefty plate. We have the potatoes, the carrots, the poblano chiles. We got the white rice, rosemary white rice, with our nice adobo garlic butter chicken, rotisserie chicken. So let's go ahead and give it a taste and see how this bad boy tastes. That's excellent. Nice and moist from the brine. You can taste the garlic. It's not overpowering, but it's a perfect taste. Got the rosemary and the thyme. Let's try one of these potatoes. Excellent. I love white rice with my food. White rice is a beautiful element to add to your plate. It brings out the flavors in every food that you have with it. This food is so awesome. We took the time. We made the brine. That extra step. It took 24 hours. We didn't have to do much. We soaked it in some water, a lot of salt and different other flavors, and and you can taste the difference because it's got a nice, moist, succulent flavor. Just want to thank you guys. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and the like button, and I'll be having some more videos out soon. Thank you guys. God bless. Have a beautiful week. Remember, you're the salt of the earth. Do not lose your flavor. God bless.